You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. If you drive into the city, listen up because your commute may get more expensive. The Federal Highway Administration has just given a green light to the MTA's congestion pricing plan. It would charge drivers between $9 and $24 when they enter Manhattan below 60th Street. Now that's on top of the tolls you already pay. The MTA claims the plan would reduce traffic and generate revenue to help improve mass transit. The program could start as early as next year. And switching gears now, a man accused of driving drunk, high, and killing two teenagers has pleaded not guilty to a new indictment. Newsday TV's Steve Langford was in court.
34-year-old Amandeep Singh of Roslyn in Nassau Criminal Court Monday facing a 15-count grand jury indictment in connection with a violent wrong-way car crash that killed two 14-year-old Roslyn boys, Ethan Falkowitz and Drew Hassenbein, in Jericho, May 3rd.
He was driving south in the northbound lanes of North Broadway in Jericho at 95 miles an hour.
Charged with vehicular manslaughter, assault, driving while intoxicated, reckless driving, and leaving the scene of an accident, Singh, according to prosecutors, had spent the afternoon drinking, had an empty tequila bottle in his pickup truck, and tested positive for traces of cocaine.
But he didn't stay at the scene to face the accountability for the destruction he had just caused. He fled the scene on foot.
Prosecutors say after police found the defendant hiding by a dumpster not far from the crash site here in Jericho, they say he asked Nassau police, "What are you doing here? I'm in New Jersey." During the brief court appearance in which Amandeep Singh entered a not guilty plea, no words were exchanged between family and friends of the victims on one side of the courtroom and those on the other side in support of the defendant, who continues to be held without bail.
The defendant turned around and he looked at his family as he was leaving.
Loved ones of the two teens killed did not speak publicly.
They're doing absolutely terrible. I was speaking with the grandparents today, and this is just a nightmare that no family should ever have to go through.
That suffering evident as some of the young victims' loved ones attended the prosecutor's press briefing after court.
Words cannot express the sorrow I feel for these families.
If convicted, Amandeep Singh faces a maximum of 32 years in prison. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
And a man convicted of killing a Long Islander in an upstate hotel has been sentenced to 25 years to life. 36-year-old Roy Johnson opened fire in a Poughkeepsie hotel lobby back in October, killing a father of three, Paul Cutts, from East Northport. He was in Poughkeepsie to visit his son at college. And a former golf caddy who killed his friend was sentenced to 5 years in prison today. And as Newsday has reported, Mark Dern admitted to accidentally killing his friend and colleague during an argument back in February. The 35-year-old admitted to putting Kevin Somers in a headlock, causing him to lose consciousness. Newsday spoke to the victim's sister.
At least we know it's a solid 5 years. We miss our brother. They don't hand him back at the end.
Dern's sentence was part of a plea agreement. And former MTA chairman and Lieutenant Governor Richard Ravitch has died. The 89-year-old played critical roles in saving New York City and the subway system from bankruptcy. He later went on to join a bipartisan group that sought to unite Americans and close the divide in politics. And questions are being raised about Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman's rhetoric. Macy Eglin, along with government and politics reporter Candace Ferretti, have a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman began his term a year and a half ago, but lately some have been questioning how he's using his office. Candace has been working on this story for us. What have you been hearing from these political experts and community leaders on this?
Yeah, so Bruce Blakeman has been getting some heat recently for a few moves in the last couple of weeks, namely his support for Daniel Penny, the ex-Marine who is charged with manslaughter for putting a black homeless man in a chokehold on the New York City subway system. He did a rally in Lower Manhattan with the Nassau County seal, very visible. Some people were very offended by that, saying that it had nothing to do with the county and doesn't necessarily speak for the residents of the county. There was also some discussion, and he got some criticism criticism for attempting to cancel a very popular hip-hop concert at UBS Stadium, again, for the same sort of racial bias.
So a few different things come into play here, but why do these political experts think he's doing this and going about things this way?
They believe that he's part of more of a national strategy along the lines of Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, where there is this effort to be very anti-woke and to propagate certain stereotypes and get people angry, fearful, so that they will go to the polls and vote Republican.
So a lot going into this story, Candace. Thank you for kind of highlighting those key points of it for us.
You're welcome.
Now, in an interview with Blakeman, the county executive said, in part, "I think I reflect the values of the residents. I think people appreciate my candor, and I have heard from Democrats in Nassau who believe their party has gone too far." Now, for more on this story, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. And a new memorial has been unveiled at Southampton Town Hall. The memorial is named after LGBTQ rights pioneer Edith Windsor. Windsor was the lead plaintiff in a Supreme Court case on same-sex marriage.
She was a small in stature, lovely woman, but she was an amazing powerhouse that took on the United States in a court case to pave the way towards recognizing same-sex marriage. She was a force to be reckoned with and had accomplished so much in her life that changed the world as we knew it.
The stone heart-shaped memorial is made up of 261 smaller hearts, each with a custom engraving. The site will be used to hold civil marriage ceremonies. In one Ronkonkoma, a man is feeling extra lucky today. 72-year-old Salvatore Neglia got his hands on a nearly $340,000 check. The retired custodian won this prize on a $3 slot machine at Jake's 58 Casino last week. Now he plans on paying off some bills, doing some minor housework, and investing the rest. Congrats. All right, let's take a look at your Long Island weather, shall we? We are not as lucky. You can see we have heavy thunderstorms on the way tonight, and tomorrow we have some morning thunderstorms. So let's take a closer look at tomorrow, shall we? Starts off with scattered thunderstorms, some showers, but then it clears up for the most part. We have cloudy skies for the rest of the day.
Watch Newsday TV on the big screen. Use the remote to activate Siri, Alexa, Roku, or the Google Assistant on your streaming device. Say, "Install Newsday." Newsday TV, covering Long Island like no one else can.
Women are ruling at One Rockville Center Street, where they own 5 stores. Steve Langford has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
On North Park Avenue in Rockville Center, you might call this block the sisterhood of storefronts.
How is business?
These 5 women own and operate their own businesses, their shops side by side.
Power of women. Yes. The power of women, yes. Yeah.
I think we just got very lucky to have each other.
Isabella Sabaski, who immigrated from Poland, started her hair coloring business here 10 years ago. Patrice Fernandez from Jamaica opened her clothing boutique here just last year.
To have all of us saturated in one area, that is dynamic.
I love that my sons, I have 2 boys, could look up to me and be like, "Mom could do it," and they could be supportive of females around them.
Zora Hamid started her Mediterranean restaurant here on the eve of the pandemic. Nala Royale Holders Jamaica restaurant has been here almost 20 years.
We coordinate on events, fundraisers, share ideas, brainstorm. It's been absolutely wonderful.
And since Ruby Zhou, who immigrated from China, opened her nail shop here in 2016, she says her sisters in sales have given her strength.
Sometimes I see, Nala and Isabella, right? They're very, very friendly, can help. Sometimes they're very strong. And sometimes when I'm tired, I can see their face, give me, a lot of power.
So in the year 2023, is this a sign of progress? 5 businesses side by side, all owned by women. To mix metaphors, is the glass ceiling half full or half empty?
No, thank you for that part, because I started doing that.
See, we are able to connect to each other in different ways that I'm really not able to with my dad and my husband. So they're kind of like my partners as well.
People know each other, they help each other.
And it's just great to have someone else that sees things a little bit from your perspective.
We're helping each other. We share challenges. That means that we are doing something right as women. That means we're taking charge.
No half-empty glasses here. Partners in the power of the purse. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
Doing something right indeed. Now, for more on the woman business owners, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Looking for something fun to do but don't want to drive too far? Well, Macy Eglin takes us to Northport in today's destination downtown.
We are exploring a little North Shore town that has a lot to offer. This is Northport. This waterfront village was settled back in the 1600s, and there's so much history here. Some of the buildings and homes date back to the 1800s. Their main street runs right down to the harbor, and even just this short half-mile stretch of it is packed with something for everyone. The water brings a lot of people to Northport, perfect for kayaking and paddleboarding. And since fishing is big business here, you'll find great seafood dishes at many of the restaurants around town. There really are so many great spots for lunch or dinner here, but a local favorite is the Northport Sweet Shop. They've been family owned and operated here since 1929, a staple in this community. And a favorite is the old school egg cream.
It's a family operation. We've been here 94 years now. I hope to get another 6 years out of it, and I'll see you on my 100th, God willing.
And Pete says there's more family in line to keep it going.
I could walk away from it tomorrow and still be comfortable. I'm 82. I enjoy my customers. I enjoy what I'm doing.
If you're looking for something for yourself or maybe a great gift, check out Veronica Rain. They have so many creative pieces. All of Main Street is lined with unique boutiques and businesses. A big draw for a lot of people is that Northport is extremely dog friendly. So while you're here, be sure to stop in at Petport, check out all the puppy treats, and of course the latest in canine clothing. Plus, catch a show at Engelman Theater. The building has a long history here, but it was purchased by its current owner in 2006 and offers Broadway favorites year-round. And for those with a sweet tooth, you'll definitely want to make a stop at Sweet Arts. They have this wall of candy to choose from, plus creative art projects for birthdays and other events in the back. On a hot summer day, maybe a little ice cream down the road at Licks. It stands for Little Ice Cream Store, and they've been serving up their treats here in Northport for over 25 years. Then relax in the open space on the water and enjoy the view. It's the perfect place for a picnic. So those are just a few of the options right here on Main Street in Northport. But there is so much more to see and do. You'll just have to come experience it for yourself. For Newsday TV, I'm Macy Eglin.
And that ice cream looked pretty good too. Now, for more on Destination Downtown Northport, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More on the Newsday TV video box.
Get more of the stories you've seen on Newsday TV at Newsday.com. Plus breaking news, investigations, things to do, restaurants, and other Long Island news you can't get anywhere else. At Newsday.com, covering Long Island like no one else can.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.